Is it true that Hailey Bieber will soon publish a startling autobiography detailing her marriage to Justin Bieber and her history with Selena Gomez? Recently, a few viral blogs have made that claim, but in reality, it is wholly untrue. However, the manner in which the rumor circulated and the responses it elicited demonstrate how brittle the public's fixation on Selena, Hailey, and Justin has grown. When some social media accounts began announcing that Hailey was writing a book, the story really took off. The notion that she was at last prepared to divulge every element of her relationship with Justin and her past with Selena was supported by accounts such as the Pop Things on X. They even said that BBC News had the exclusive to make it seem plausible. However, the purported article was not found when individuals searched for evidence. No publisher's statement, no BBC story, and no confirmation from Hailey or her staff were present. It was just another instance of smoke, mirrors on the internet. However, hundreds had already disseminated it. By that point, the issue with Hailey and Selena's lengthy past is that A. Frenzy maybe started with very little. A single tweet, an ambiguous TikTok video, or a phony story has the power to start a whole discussion. And because of the notoriously chaotic background, this specific rumor took off. A TikTok documentary series that went viral in March 2025 rekindled the dispute by claiming that Hailey had been plotting with Justin for years. She allegedly imitated Selena's fashion sense, made calculated appearances at events during Justin's tours, and even sparked the notorious eyebrow issue that dominated social media for weeks. It seemed to make no difference. If any of it was true, fans were captivated. The rivalry plotline that people have been holding on to for years was only strengthened. By that series, you must examine their timing in order to see why this false book rumor propagated so quickly, as one of the most spectacular love tales of their time. Justin and Selena's romance was already well established in popular culture. Reunions, slits, and ongoing rumors. Helena struck a strong chord with many admirers. Additionally, the internet was unable to handle Justin's unexpected proposal to Hailey in 2018. Even their most devoted fans were taken aback by their frenzied engagement and low-key courtroom wedding. Every action Hailey has taken since then has been examined. Every song by Selena is examined for hidden significance. And even the simplest exchanges have turned into global rumors. As a result, when someone makes a claim like Hailey is publishing a tell-all, it matches exactly what people are already inclined to think. It's the ultimate storyline twist for some people. At last, Hailey shares what transpired behind closed doors. However, Hailey isn't at that point in her life at the moment. She is not a famous person who is falling into obscurity. She is in charge of an extremely prosperous company. Not only did her beauty brand expand, it took off. Its revenues reached above $200 million by March 2025. It's the end of the fiscal year. After that, Elf acquired the business for an astounding $1 billion, keeping Hailey as its chief creative officer. She works on everything from ad development to managing the introduction of new products that frequently take over Instagram and TikTok. Maintaining a brand of that magnitude requires concentration, and releasing a book full of rumors would jeopardize her connections with partners and investors. Fan groups went into overdrive. Though just at the thought of it happening, supporters of Selena were prepared for Hailey to reveal everything. Just when Hailey was succeeding, her supporters stood up for her and said that others were attempting to bring her down. Then came the ambivalent voices. Those who thought that if Hailey ever wrote a book like that, it may totally change how people thought, despite the fact that the rumor had previously been disproven. Social media was ablaze with wildly optimistic predictions. The impact would have been enormous if it had been true. Talk programs would fight for interviews. Soon as Hailey's book was available, her name would appear at every entertainment venue every day. Hashtags would trend. Every chapter would be examined by fans, and every quotation would be dissected online, while some would applaud her for standing up Others would charge her with taking advantage of her marriage and Selena's history. Backlash would inevitably occur regardless of how carefully she worded her statements. Naturally, fans would be watching to see if Justin or Selena would reply, or if they would remain mute and let their enigmatic postings and songs speak for themselves. This love triangle still holds on to it. Every rumor feels it's like a new piece of the puzzle that fans have been fixated on for over 10 years. Selena and Justin's romance was more than simply their tale. It entered the annals of popular culture. Millions of young people watched it live, giving each split and reconciliation their full emotional support as a result. Many Jelena followers felt as though their fairy tale had been stolen when Justin and Hailey got married and their relationship ended permanently. For this reason, every story between Hailey and Selena continues to garner a lot of attention. It goes beyond rumors about famous people. For some who never completely let go of that first love story, it's revisiting old pains. Furthermore, even the most blatantly false rumor has the potential to cause the type of turmoil we've seen with this non-existent tell-all as long as that history persists. The fictitious book rumor did more than pique interest for many who have been emotionally immersed in this narrative for years. It struck a chord. It supported the notion held by some that Hailey has always been cunning, and prepared to use her private life for financial gain. Others saw it as yet another unfair assault on a woman who has stood up for her marriage from the beginning. There is also the sizable segment that doesn't actually take sides. They can't ignore the drama. But they aren't always on Selena's or Hailey's side. They saw this as pure entertainment, a surprising turn of events in a soap opera they never signed up for in real life. But yet, pay close attention. It also demonstrates the evolution of celebrity. Rumors. Scandals used to be published in publications that were found in grocery store checkout lines. These days, rumors circulate online and stories develop quite quickly. Within an hour, a single tweet or TikTok may spread a rumor. It has the ability to take over timelines for a day, disappear by the weekend, and then continue to exist in search results and video archives indefinitely. YouTubers and TikTok makers may now search for and click on the Hailey Bieber tell-all, even after it has been shown to be untrue. This implies that even when the original message vanishes, the concept will remain in people's thoughts. Hailey plays this game carefully and appears to grasp how it operates. She refrains from immediately dispelling every rumor, since doing so frequently makes them worse. Rather, she stays in her own lane, sharing pictures of her life with Justin, updating her followers on road, and keeping up a professional online persona. She maintains control over her story by doing that, denying her detractors further fodder. To work with it requires careful balance. She is aware that a single misstep or angry reaction might quickly turn into the next viral story. Some people remark, "Nothing says the most," but what if the rumor had been accurate? It would be impossible to control the focus. All of Hailey's marital details will be scrutinized as soon as she reveals a memoir. Depending on who was reading it, lines concerning Justin would be analyzed endlessly and transformed into evidence of manipulation, love, or tension. Selena's name would be mentioned in a way that would thrust her back into the spotlight she has been avoiding. Fans would take Hailey's remarks to rekindle the rivalry, even if they were polite. And social media would be overrun with arguments pitting Team Hailey against Team Selena. The media would cover it right away. The release date would be counted down. Through entertainment events, late-night presenters would joke around to entice her to divulge more. Talk show presenters would try to put her on their couches. Quotations would be taken out of context in headlines to make them seem shocking, too. Maintain the hype. The publisher would probably capitalize on the issue by setting up book tours, interviews, and magazine covers. Critics would later charge her with using her marriage and past problems to increase sales. Almost every item would mention a road, sometimes as evidence of her powerful personal brand, and other times as a reminder that public feuds and commercial dealings shouldn't be combined by beauty moguls. This is the reason the rumor persisted among so many individuals even after it was disproved. It was more than a book. It was about the potential to hear one of the most talked about women in pop culture talk candidly about a romance. That has been the subject of rumors for more than 10 years. For those admirers who never felt that they were given closure, answers were promised by the concept of a memoir. Justin's chapter with Selena ended so abruptly, the mere possibility kept them talking, even if it was improbable. Strangely enough, the entire circumstance speaks volumes about Hailey's status in the public eye. She is more than simply the wife of Justin and the owner of a company. She plays a major part in an ongoing celebrity narrative. And because of this, people will always be curious about her. Even if the Talal rumor was untrue, it exposed a more significant reality. Hailey may create news without writing a book, whether she wants to or not. So the fact that she is associated with this triangle keeps her in the discussion. Therefore, it's important to keep in mind what transpired here when the next outrageous news appears. The fact that Hailey Bieber would always be associated with the Justin and Selena story was demonstrated by a single false allegation regarding a book that never existed. No matter how successful her path gets or how high her career rises, history will always follow her. Perhaps this is why she will never have to write a tell-all, since, in a sense, her life is already unfolding in real time, with everyone on the planet watching every new chapter.